Hello everybody, I am Dr.bladekid. Say you have a tournament coming up. You do not know what to choose. You could go with the classics. Okay, that doesn't look... Putting it on there makes it more confusing. Oh.
I like it cut, G.
However, what if you wanted to do something pretty interesting? For example, I'm in a little bit of a conundrum. I was a privileged fella. My wizard rod was better than your wizard rod. I don't think it had actually ever lost a match via spin finish before. It was a very good wizard rod. Very, very good. However, yeah, it somehow cracked at every contact point. So, as long as it doesn't come in the mail, I'm kind of screwed. I don't have this Beyblade, because I hate spending money. I don't got this Beyblade anymore. Phoenix Wing is like, it's being used, but it's being used for a goofy thing. So I can't really use it for the meta dominance. But what if we could take an old classic? And give it some new life. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Jaws. So, let's get into what the Jaws combo is. Jaws is a pretty simple combo. The reason it's called Jaws is because if we take a look at the cover of the movie, that's the cover of Jaws, right? And you see, if you take a look, right, the shark is elevating. I'm not sorry. I tried Shellevate, but that didn't really work. Like Shrexo works, especially with the green shark edge, because it kind of looks like Shrek then. Stock edge is fun. The way that this shark edge elevate combo works is it's using the bit to kind of like stabilize on this point. This is the ratchet right here. And this is the blade. Shedge. Yeah. It kind of uses that to stabilize itself and keep that good pattern, even though it's taking a lot of battle damage. Not only that, Elevate just has a very solid pattern. If you take a look, it's a pretty controllable flat. This is actually similar to the Wave Driver in Burst. Pretty nice callback. So when you use it on a glass cannon like Shark Edge, you actually tend to make up for a lot of its issues. Issue 1. Too fast. A lot of Shark Edge combos prefer Rush or Taper because Shark Edge is just very fast. It's got a lot of outward weight and it's got a very jagged surface, which makes it just incredibly fast. Not only that, but bladers usually need to launch it pretty hard to get that maximum power. So it's moving pretty fast around the stadium typically. Elevate slows it down just a little bit, but the disc on the bottom also helps control its pattern. This helps Shark Edge maintain a good speed with a lower chance of self-KOing and a lower chance of just skipping the rail entirely. It's kind of hard to miss when you have a giant disc. Now the second reason. Now here's the thing. Too light? Yes. Shark Edge is at the bottom of the food chain as far as weight viability. If we take a look at all the other popular attack types in the entire game, Phoenix Wing, 38 grams. I'm not sure entirely about Tyranno Beat. I'll put that here, but I know it's like 37, 38, something like that. Cobalt Drake, 38 grams. Cobalt Dragoon, also 38 grams. Pretty heavy stuff we got going on. However, let's take a look-see-daisy. 34 or 35? It's around that 34, 35 range. So basically the bottom of the totem pole. everything else attack is much heavier than it. However, it makes up for this typically by it having some of the best upper attack in the entire game. Just in general. Its shape is insane. It's also like, I'll talk about this more in shape theory. It's actually a diamond. It's very much a diamond. And this generates insane attack power. However, it's kind of light, so you notice it gets knocked off balance very easily and runs out of stamina. If only there was a tip that had really good attack power and also helps stabilize you. Elevate's my goat. Do not put that thing on Cobalt Dragoon though and bring that into a tournament. How do I say this, alright? Let me explain something to you, alright? We've all seen that one meme, right? Where it's like on one side, and then on this side, yeah, it's like this image, right? I did this whole meme for like a 2-second explanation. This side, the good side, this is Jaws. This side right here, this is the bad timeline. That's the evil timeline. That's the evil timeline. This is the good timeline. And obviously I have 960. Not only because it helps with burst resistance, but it also it gets really out of the way and helps Shark Edge context points shine. It also really helps make up for the fact you don't have normal attack type burst resistance with this. Honestly, good trade-off. I think that the Dragoon stuff is a little bit annoying. However, this is a cool little trade-off. And I actually think Phoenix Wing is pretty sick on this setup too. Let's get on to some battles.
Alright, so this is kind of the setups we got going on.
I'm gonna do some like targeting it when it's in the center and some together with the together launcher. The thing is, it's not gonna be quite as fast as a lot of the other tips, but Shark Edge doesn't really need speed like it needs stability, basically. You gotta really be careful with your balance here. Make sure your combo is pretty balanced. Got him. It's gonna be Phoenix Wing time. The useful part about this is Elevate helps it stay stable against heavier attack types. So it's basically able to tank a lot of things. Not burst resistance wise, but like stability wise. That it wouldn't be able to take. Because it totally would have gotten like knocked over there and lost. Ooh, that was actually clean from Phoenix Wing Point. This might be a tough one because Phoenix Wing Point is like, especially with the 760, is really, really good. Came back in. Ooh, see, this is something that happens sometimes. It'll get super tangled. You just gotta like twist it like this, but if you twist it the wrong way, it gets worse. Nice. Okay. Oh, yes! Oh, just barely. Oh, close. Standing on that point is really helpful for Phoenix Wing. Oh, let's see. Oh, just barely. But it made it. Ooh, come on. That's busted. That's busting. Oh, nice job, Phoenix. Phoenix, this is more of like a 50-50 matchup, but this is usually something that counters Shark Edge super hard, just because Phoenix is heavier and has less stealth recoil. Ooh, let's see. Almost. It's not gonna work all the time, but it's a decent thing for sure. Like some decent extra coverage against Phoenix Wing. And hey, I can't really test this super well, but like this, I'm pretty sure it's gonna beat like Cobalt Dragoon or like go even enough. Not only is this more balanced, but it's way smaller, and it absolutely has like better opposite spin in a lot of cases. So I'm sure it's gonna beat this. Alright, fine. I'll get the actual good combo out. This combo is broken out the wazoo. Absolutely 100% broken out the wazoo. Broken out the wazoo. Do you like a mid-power launch? And like, it just tanks. It tanks, and it has insane life after death. Not a hard launch. Just enough to give it some mobility, and like some stamina and some pushback. It's more mobile for longer than Ball is, while not like suffering from a lot of attack type problems, which is falling over soon. Rush is good, don't get me wrong. And you do risk a little bit of burst resistance. That's just I'm just doing a soft launch. Oh yeah. It's slow enough that if it needs to be kind of stationary, it can. Oh, it did get the KO. I recommend on this side, just the left side, just doing that like weak launch from the corner.
Now we're trying this one.
Yeah, this bait is just so smooth around, and like, because it has so much weight, it's like, it's able to have really good life after death because it just has so much outward weight. It's able to like
fall slower, I guess, because it's losing RPMs a lot slower than most things in the game. Probably anything in the game, to be honest. It also has mobility to, like, counter wall people. I'm gonna switch back to finishing. So be careful when you hard launch, because you could burst. But luckily you don't need a hard launch. That's kind of the key with this. You don't need to hard launch with Elevate. And Elevate's kind of bursty. Oh, it actually got the KO, which is nice. I'm gonna use something out of the blue, but it's Buster 2 Quake. Oh wow, yeah. I think Buster Quake is solid as well. Buster getting those bursts are nice. You got those. I'm barely using any power with this. This is what like a hard launch would look like with this. So I don't really want it to have happen because it just burst. So I can just like... You gotta get good at like figuring out how much stamina. It's like relatively lenient, but it's still something you gotta be careful to. You're most likely not gonna get outspun unless you're really trying to hit that threshold. But like, yeah. I'll try it with the dual launcher. Find out angling it slightly inward helps. But I could just be angling it slightly outward when I'm like launching, so that could be it. It's so good at getting that like avoided movement. Oh, that was nice. So when there is a solid contact in a position like that, you can KO it. It's kind of positioning based, obviously, and that's kind of hard to set up, as I always kind of say. But I do want to say it so it's fresh in your mind while you watch the tests. Like, keep it with a grain of salt, I guess. And this, by the way, this fucking absolutely destroys Goon Elevate. Hexa beats Goon Elevate some of the time, and this just destroys it. That was a solid hit. I don't know. I feel like I'm filming a video, but I also feel like I just like want to fight this thing a lot. It's actually insane. Yeah, what else is gonna defend besides Silver Wolf, I guess? Like, come on, you're telling me... Oh wow, it actually got a boost. So Elevate is as defensive as I thought. Alright, I'll take that. Yeah, so I lied to you all, basically. Shark Edge Elevate? What kind of combo is that? Who would make that? Clearly somebody would immediately put their Elevate on Rod, and they wouldn't go, oh shit, my Rod just broke, so I can't do that. But that Shark Edge is very mid compared to the Rod Elevate combo. Rod Elevate is like the best thing in the game. I don't think I need to explain it right. Perfect circle. Plus, stabilization thing on the bottom means you just weak launch it and it beats everything. It beats attack, you can hard launch to beat, you can even hard launch to beat some rod combos. It solves all your problems pretty good. It's going to be like tanking at the end of battles because not only does it have Elevate, but Rod is also known for stability at the end of battle. So you can pretty much be at like a quarter launch strength and still outspin a lot of your opponents. That's kind of the beauty of this combo. It's just, you never have to worry about them accidentally outspinning you. If you're really good about it, you can launch your Beyblade just powerful enough that it will barely outspin them. And while that's ideal, you don't need to be that careful about it. You can just launch at a relatively, middle power velocity at an angle in the left corner, and you're pretty golden. There's not really much to say. I mean, it beats everything. It beats Goon Elevate pretty easily. It beats most attack types pretty easily. Shark might get in there and bust it, but if you angle it right, it's just really hard for that to happen. Very good combo. I recommend. Now I'm going back to the lab to see if I can come up with something better, which I can't.